This is Professor MoneyPigTrading, a former PhD drug researcher, now data scientist and trader. Today is April 28, 2021. We want to talk about Amazon. There's a rumor that Amazon has a stock splitting coming out, which should potentially, if happen, will greatly boost the Amazon stock price. And also, we believe there's a bullish earnings upcoming tomorrow, and what to look at in the earnings season's results. So just really quick disclaimer, we're not a registered financial advisor. This presentation is only for education purposes. Please invest at your own risks. And we currently hold Amazon stocks and call options, just FYI. In the past 10 years, like we mentioned in the last video, we'll provide the link down below. We discussed about Amazon seasonality, but just really quick recap, Amazon actually move up on average 22% every single year between March 29 to July 20th. It's 100% reliable seasonality. And based on this part of the seasonality pattern and our AI model and technical analysis and fundamental analysis on this company, we actually made 1,000% swing trading. And this is one of the contract. We actually got in April 16, 3,300 call. And we got in at $9 per contract. It ended up to $85 or $90 per contract. And our community members are pretty happy about it. We actually have a trade review for that video. For a video for that trade review, can I talk? We'll provide the link down below as well. So let's take a look at Amazon daily chart really quick. Since September 2020th, 2020, not 2020th, 2020, cannot talk again. Amazon has been sideways consolidation, is a really big range. It's basically bouncing between around 29.50 to around this 3,500 area. Right now it's on the blink of breaking out. We can see it's flagging to the upside on the daily chart. And right now, today when we make the video, actually right now it closed at 34.58, but the pre-market after market hours is almost 34.90, and our upside target before the earnings is 35.05, which is approaching. And a good earnings should make Amazon break out without any issues. And currently, you can see the seasonality for Amazon is last year 2020. It's the same thing. It started March around Eastern time and started keep going out all the way to July. What happened is we have to look at the earnings. If the earnings is good, that can support more upside, then we could see this year same thing happen to Amazon. The numbers are gonna, the stock price is gonna push into July, into the earning in July, and probably start to get sideways consolidation. So buy into the earnings, and we'll see what happens. And basically, what should we look at Amazon earnings? First, we have to look at the revenues. Right now, the Wall Street consensus for the revenue is $104.4 billion. So if they reported tomorrow after closing, Thursday after closing April 29, 2021, if it reports more than $106 billion revenue, that potentially can make Amazon's second quarter revenue, 107.9 revenue estimate, a lot easier to achieve. So any numbers that's above $106 billion, we could potentially see Amazon to continue to rise into the second quarter, which is around mid-July. And also, we have to look at the EPS and margins as well. Amazon has been spending quite a lot on COVID-19 prevention for their frontline workers. So since the COVID-19 has been retreating in the United States, unfortunately, it has been pretty bad in India, Brazil, and EU. If you could try to donate some money to those countries, there are a lot of online donation that you potentially can consider. And also, don't forget to greet your friends if they live in those COVID zone, and try to donate some masks or something like that. I donate a bunch of masks at the beginning of COVID to my US friends and also to my friends in EU, especially in UK. When the COVID started, they actually ran out of masks. Nobody has it. So I actually spent a couple $1,000 just donating and distributing all the masks. If you could, try to do that. I think this definitely will be very helpful to your friends, families, or basically everyone in the world. So COVID is retreating in the United States right now. So potentially, back to the topic, we could see Amazon start to reduce those COVID-19 prevention costs, and potentially that can start to improve their margins. And therefore, if EPS is higher than $9.54 per share, that means the margin can be are improved, and we could see Amazon will start to continue to go up, because if the margin EPS is better than expected, That means the margin has been improving Q1, and the market will start to anticipate the Amazon margin will continue to be better in Q2 since the COVID-19 in the US is continue to going down and going to the rearview mirror basically. And based on our proprietary AI model, we do expect that Amazon have a better EPS than 9.54. It probably could range anywhere between $13 to $16 per share EPS. So we should see what happens. And also the other thing to look at is the short interests. In the past 2 months of the short interest report, we do notice Amazon has more and more short interest and stabilized at this in the past 2 months around 500 million shares. So if the company does provide a better revenue, EPS margins, and also the guidance down the road, we should see Amazon continues to squeeze and also have more short covering down the road, and potentially will gradually push Amazon into $39 to $4,000 into July, into before the next earning, because the earning usually got buy into the earnings, and earnings after earning, even the earnings really good, but didn't meet the super bullish expectation, then oftentimes the stock price start to drop. So usually buy into the earnings, and earnings start to sell off. Of course, today, Apple and Facebook are definitely a different story. Super bullish, super bullish earning results, better than the super high expectation. Going to make the next video about Facebook earnings and what to look at. So make sure you subscribe our channel, take a look at that video if you're interested into that. The fourth thing we have to look at is on CNBC, there's a rumor saying that Amazon is considering to do some stock splitting, which is totally overdue. Amazon right now is almost like what, $3,500 per share. Like not a lot of people can afford it, I believe. Super expensive. If they can split it, that definitely will make a lot more people be able to afford Amazon and invest more into Amazon, and that potentially can boost up the stock price quite a bit. So if that really happens in this earning, based on the CNBC report, the news, that it could be announced as early as this earning or sometime this year. If it happens, definitely 4,000. If it happens and being announced by in the earning tomorrow, we think Amazon could go up 4,000 plus by the summer. Because looking at how Apple do a stock split last year and Tesla and how their stock price went up, right? And even their price continued to went up after the stock splitting. So I do expect Amazon to have the same price action, even though it might not be as much as Tesla and Apple, because especially before the splitting, because Amazon is just so expensive and not a lot of people can afford it. But I can expect that after the splitting, Amazon will continue to rise. But definitely there are a lot of moving pieces. Happy to make a video to provide more update if the splitting really does happen. And looking at Amazon last quarter earnings, we can see actually had a humongous EPS beat based on our proprietary model. We mentioned the Discord community. It does very close to our estimate around $15 per share EPS, while Wall Street consensus, I recall, is $7 to $8 per share on EPS. However, because Amazon CEO Bezos, he said he's going to step down the CEO position and become only the chairman, Amazon actually keep dropping, and therefore we believe Amazon actually is not pricing like we mentioned in the previous video based on the previous earning results, and now we're even expecting even more bullish earning results. So we do think Amazon has a lot more upside coming. And don't forget, like we mentioned previously as well, Amazon Wall Street consensus price target based on the last earning result is $39.43, and that's not pricing yet. Imagine there are more bullish results coming, and if they're going to do stock splitting, this stock is going to explode, my friends. So how do you play if Amazon really going to be that bullish? The first thing, very simple, is to do Amazon stock. The entry price, I should update it, is the $34.58. But I know it's very expensive, so the other way to use it is use XLY as a consumer sector ETF. 10% of their holdings are Amazon, so it's a really good exposure to Amazon, and this ETF is really big, own a lot of assets, and it's very liquid. Definitely something to consider as well, but to predict their price is relatively hard, since this XLY also holds a whole bunch of consumer stocks like Coca-Cola, Home Depot, Lowe's, Nike, etc. So their price is not 100% correlated to Amazon, but kind of correlated to Amazon if you want to benefit from this upside. The other way using option right now, we advise our member is to use July 16, 2021, 3850 3900 vertical call debit spread. The reason we use it instead of naked call versus naked call before earning, the implied volatility is really high, very risky, and not to mention Amazon naked call is super duper expensive right now. Even this week or next week expiration, like 3,500 is like what, $60 per share per contract. That's equal to $6,000 per contract. It's super expensive. Using vertical call debit spread is cheaper, and also the implied volatility and the volatility of earning will affect less on the vertical spread. And if Amazon can trade by the time this option got expired on July 16, 2021, this contract will be worthless. But if Amazon can hit 3,800 before July 16, this contract will probably go out like 100% to $20. The max price at expiration for vertical call debit spread is to minus the price difference between two strike price, which will be 3,900 minus 3,850, which will be $50 per contract is the max price. So if Amazon by July 16 this option expire and is traded above 3,900, which is the top strike price, that means this vertical bulk debit spread will max out at its $50 per contract. If your entry price right now today is 9.12, you're going to make 448%, which is still pretty decent return, right? You pretty much put $900 down, you're going to make $4,000 in a few months, which is pretty awesome and relatively safe if you want to put a bet before the earnings. Of course, after earnings, Amazon's very bullish. Everything's settled down. You buy naked calls, probably a lot safer into the summer. But yeah, happy to provide more details down the road. So yeah, that's pretty much what we want to cover today about Amazon. Just want to highlight we have a Discord community with a really decent long-term investment program. Winning rate is 89% in 2020 with average return per trade 18%. We also have a screen trading program, option focus, but also members can use the same alert to trade stocks as well. Even March was really rough in the market, where our winning rate is almost 70%, with the average return per trade at around 34%, which is pretty happy. And like, for example, lately we have a Facebook swing trading alert. We actually have May 21st, 320 calls. And we're expecting good earnings on Facebook, and we're totally hitting it today. Facebook's closing at 326 or 320 calls deep in the money. Tomorrow, if that price can maintain or above, our contract is going to make 300% hit. Probably give us, for example, this account, I have 3 contracts, probably going to make a decent $4,000 or $5,000. That's pretty awesome. So if you're interested in our Discord community, make sure to check out www.moneypigtrading.com, our Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all MoneyPig Trading, and we have a Facebook group in English. It's also MoneyPig Trading, but there's a space in between. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy trading. Bye.